Hello and welcome to the 2025 Division I Women's Rowing Selection Show. My name is Jeremiah Johnson. Excited on this Tuesday afternoon to set the field for the championships, which will be held May 30th through June 1st at Mercer Lake in West Windsor, New Jersey. The 2025 Division I Rowing Championship is composed of 22 teams. 9 conferences were awarded automatic qualification. The remaining 13 slots filled with at-large selections to complete the field. Teams qualifying for the championship are required to field 2 boats of 8 rowers and 1 boat of 4 rowers. For the 1/8s, 2/8s, and the 4s, all 22 boats will be seeded into 4 heat races. Texas is your defending champion. They also won in 2021 and 2022, so keep an eye on the Longhorns as they attempt to win 4 out of 5, but that will not be easy. Let us show you the teams who will try to take down Texas, and we will start by recognizing those automatic qualifiers in alphabetical order. Boston U is in for the 2nd straight year, 4th time in program history. Your Patriot League Women's Rowing Champion. Their varsity 4, coxed by Kennedy Walker and stroked by Lily McSweeney, defended the title with a grand final victory. This is the 8th time for Boston U to compete in this prestigious event. Savor the moment, take a picture or video. Fairfield is in for the first time in program history. The Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference champions for the first time in 25 years. The standings could not have been closer at the top as Fairfield and Jacksonville ended in a tie for the highest point total. They each had 47, but the Stags' first place finish in the varsity 8 broke the tie. Fittingly, Dr. David Patterson earned the Conference Coach of the Year award, announced following the championships. Northeastern is in, and the caption and photos posted by the women's rowing social media accounts say everything you need to know about performance in the CAA championships. Simply saying a weekend worth smiling about. And then you saw all the celebratory photos. The 11th consecutive season, the Huskies were all smiles after winning the Coastal Athletic Association Championship. Joe Wilhelm named Conference Coach of the Year, while 6 Northeastern rowers were named All-Conference. Oregon State is in. First year for Oregon State competing in the West Coast Conference Championships. First conference crown of any kind for the Beavers. It should be no surprise that the varsity 8 boat had so much success over the weekend as they were named the West Coast Conference Crew of the Week 4 of the last 6 weeks. This is the 4th NCAA appearance for Oregon State, just their 2nd since 2009. Congratulations to Rhode Island, the Rams' 4th A-10 title in 5 years and the 11th in program history. After a spectacular showing on the Cooper River over the weekend, the Rams would place 3 on the All-Atlantic 10 first team. Bella Bruno, Bethany Nordstrom, and Haley Party earned those spots. How about Stanford? The long trip from Palo Alto to Clemson, South Carolina was a fun one as Stanford made it a clean sweep of the ACC championships over the weekend. The first ACC team since 2021 to sweep all of the championship regatta races. Their varsity 8 crew named Crew of the Year for the conference. Sarah Marriott earned ACC Newcomer of the Year, while Derek Burns named the ACC Coach of the Year. Stanford finished 2nd to Texas last year in the championships after winning the title in 2023. They are 2-time national champions. UCF is in, representing the Big 12 as their champions. The program's first Big 12 title, the first conference title of any kind since winning the American Athletic Conference for 5 straight years. That was from 2015 to 2019. A clean sweep as the Knights tallied 84 points in the championships. How about the quote from Coach Mara Allen? I know that the team has put in so much work this year. To see it come to fruition in a conference championship is so amazing. I'm really excited for what's next for this team. What is next is a trip to the NCAA championships. Washington is in. Quite the first ever Big Ten championships for Washington as the Huskies became just the 2nd team ever to sweep the Big Ten championships. Yes, perfect 264 points. And how about the quote from Olivia Hay? She is the Huskies team captain. She said, "We have dreamed of days like today since the very start of the season. To have that dream become a reality means more than words will ever be able to describe." Washington last won the national championship in 2019. And our final automatic qualifier, congratulations to Yale. The Ivy League AQ, a big accomplishment when you consider the competition in that regatta over the weekend. They secured golds in both the second Varsity 8 and Varsity 4 events, claimed silver in the Varsity 8 for a total of 45 points, just edging out second place Princeton for this AQ spot. Thrilling finish in the second Varsity 8 race, a photo finish win against Princeton, and the quote from Coach Will Porter: "Winning the Ivy League team championship is not easy. It takes everyone, and today everyone stepped up. I'm happy for them and proud. It is truly their championship as a team." Well, it is time now for the 13 at-large selections. Once again, we will do this in alphabetical order. Brown is in, 28th appearance. There has never been a championship regatta held without Brown. That streak does continue. Their Varsity 4 boat finished second to Yale over the weekend, stroked by Calissa Snyder-Cox and coxed by Brooke Halverson. Brown is a 7-time national champion. They last won it all in 2011. California finished fourth in the ACC championships in their first year in this event. It was a close competition for spots 2 through 4 as Cal was just 4 points behind second place Virginia. Junior Manu Booman named the All-ACC first team, while senior Julia Hunt-Davis and sophomore Elia Wheeler were named second team following the conclusion of those races. You see some highlights on your screen. The Cal Bears are a 4-time national champion, the most recent coming in 2018. Good day, Dartmouth. They were 5th in the Ivy League team standings, earning an at-large selection. This is their first NCAA appearance since 2011. And staying with this Ivy League theme, how about Harvard? 4th in the most recent team standings in Region 1. They finished 4th in the Ivy League team standings. This is their 19th appearance in school history and the first since 2019. Harvard won the national title in 2003. It will be a 9th NCAA appearance for Indiana. IU finished 4th in the Big Ten championships, paced by the 8s as the Varsity 8 and second Varsity 8 both finished 4th. Senior Annabelle Ortle and sophomore Lily Murphy earned first team honors, while senior Lily Hawk was named the Big Ten Sportsmanship Award winner. Congratulations to the Indiana Hoosiers. Michigan is in 3rd in the Big Ten championships. First team all-conference honors awarded to seniors Katie Easton and Gabrielle Graves, while second team honorees included graduate student Leah Till and sophomore Amy Newton. Penn is in, and I mentioned that competitive Ivy League field. Penn finished 6th there, but this is a team worthy of this, a 4th NCAA appearance. The Quakers finished 10th in this event last season. Senior Brooke Carragher named first team All-Ivy following Sunday's event, while classmate Hannah Lemonowitz named second team All-Ivy. Princeton is in. It's always a close call in the Ivy League. You saw Yale earlier. Princeton earned his 8th consecutive Ivy League women's rowing championship in that Varsity 8 final. Nearly a 4-second win over second place Yale. Princeton second again in those team standings, but solidly in this field for the 28th time. And back to that Varsity 8 boat. This is Princeton's 22nd all-time Ivy League title. They also handed Yale's 1V boat its only loss of the season. Princeton finished 4th in the 2024 championships, back and looking for more success in 2025. Rutgers is in. Best Big Ten finish in program history, finishing second to Washington. Rutgers finished second in the Varsity 8, second Varsity 8, and Varsity 4. The final margin for the Varsity 8 was less than a second. Hannah Heideveld, Lily Wood, and Lauren Anderson have been named All Big Ten first team. 7th appearance for Rutgers. They were here last year, finished 14th in the championships. How about Syracuse? Finished 4th in the ACC championships after all their boats earned spots in the grand finals. Great runs by the Syracuse Varsity 4, taking silver, and the second Varsity 8 earning bronze. All ACC honors go to Ellie Kate Hutchinson, who was named first team All-Conference. Good Tuesday to Tennessee. No shame in finishing second to Texas in the inaugural SEC rowing championships. In fact, Tennessee's 78 points, just 5 behind the defending national champion Longhorns. This is absolutely an up-and-coming program, making a 7th ever NCAA appearance. The Vols finished 3rd in last year's event held in Bethel, Ohio, 3rd in the most recent Region 3 rankings, and ready to make some noise in the championships. We've mentioned their name a few times on this program. How about Texas? 3 of the last 4 championships have ended with them saying, "We are number one." The top team in Region 3 won a conference championship for the 10th straight season, but again, the first in the SEC, first of 4 teams in this inaugural SEC rowing championships. And after finishing ahead of Tennessee, Oklahoma, and Alabama, Coach Dave O'Neill said, "We knew we were going to be tested more than ever before," and that certainly proved to be the case. I'm really proud of the way the team raced and handled pressure. The way the first 8 stayed calm and raced the full distance was fantastic. That bodes well moving forward. And how about Virginia? A second-place finish at the ACC Championships, enough to earn Virginia this appearance, 27th time in program history. They were ranked 13th in the latest national poll. Virginia used a pair of second-place finishes in the top 2 races to finish ACC runner-up. Again, the battle for 2, 3, 4 extremely tight. The Cavaliers had 106 points, 104 for Syracuse, and then 102 for Cal. So those are your at-large selections for the championships. Let's now take a look at the heats and the lane assignments, and we'll start with the 1v8s. Your top 4 seeds are Stanford, Texas, Tennessee, and Washington. They will be in lane 3 of each of these respective heat races. There, you take a good look at your screen. Again, you can see all of the seeding and heat assignments on NCAA.com in a little bit. Moving on to 2v8, the same 4 schools have the top 4 seeds. Stanford, again, has the top seeded boat. Washington is the 2 seed, followed by Tennessee and Texas. Again, those schools will be in lane 3 for each of the second varsity 8 heat races. And finally, how about the varsity 4s? Stanford, again, the top seed. Washington, 2. How about Syracuse there with the 3 seed and the 4s? They will be in lane 3 of heat 3. Texas will anchor heat race number 4. Once again, you can see all of the seeds and the lane assignments at NCAA.com. Once again, the championships will be held May 30th through June 1st at Mercer Lake in West Windsor, New Jersey, with the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference and the Ivy League serving as the host. For all the latest news, results, and a webcast of all of the races of the championships, be sure to visit NCAA.com. I thank you for watching the Division I Rowing Selection Show. My name is Jeremiah Johnson. Good luck to all the student athletes participating in the championships.
I teach the art of fanology, a job I take seriously. As to the question of nature versus nurture, is a fan born or is a fan made? I know this: our game can make a fan out of anyone. And at Fandom U, we take it to a whole new level. The NCAA Championships. Attendance is encouraged, passion is mandatory. Buy your seats today at ncaa.com/tickets. Class dismissed.